a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
What is up, my hetero life mate?
What's up, brother? I feel weird that we're like not next to each other right now.
I always feel weird when I'm not next to you.
I wonder how that makes the wife feel.
Well, for those that are not aware, we are remote this evening because the Super AIDS virus is running rampant through the super secret location. Thank you, Lysol, for helping us to mitigate. Hopefully they catch the monkey soon and it stops biting everyone in your house and at the super secret location, and hopefully everyone gets better.
But it's not just this house. Like everybody I'm talking to today is everybody's just like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm sick. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Nobody's got the Rona.
That monkey is running around the greater Denver metro area.
Right now, that monkey's not on my back. So,
folks, if you've seen the movie Outbreak, we are living it here in our area. So, yes, you're exactly right. Oh shit!
Did you ever hear about me owning a monkey?
What?
Did you ever know I used to own a monkey?
I did not. That does not surprise me. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that story one day. But I used to own a monkey.
You can't just leave that dangling in that way.
If you Google, there's a couple interviews where I tell the story, but we will. I used to own a monkey. He liked to spank his monkey. So I had to give the monkey back, but in order to get the guy to take the monkey back that I bought it from, I had to pay him to take the monkey back. It was a scam. But anyway, no shit. Owned him for a day.
That is an excellent scam. Dude, we should go into the monkey business. When they catch the monkey that's biting everybody at the super secret location.
Have you seen this show? We are in the monkey business.
This is awesome. Nathan Hucker, good afternoon. Motherfucker, it ain't afternoon. It's damn near, it's close to bedtime out here.
It feels like bedtime. The last 2 hours is damn early, dark craziness. Oh, man.
Dude, it is ridiculous. Hey, folks, so a couple things. Hey, make sure to go support our sponsors. Each one of them is a veteran-owned business. So please go to Thigh Huggers, enter the code ONESHOT, do a whole bunch of Christmas shopping there. You're going to get a huge discount. You're going to get 30% off of your order. We get 15% of that if you enter that code. Same thing at Combat Flip-Flops. Go to Combat Flip-Flops. It's not just flip-flops. It's neither one of these things is just, Thigh Huggers doesn't just sell shorts. I didn't know until recently they sell jiu-jitsu rash guards, and they're awesome. They're pretty badass. But yeah, if you go to Combat Flip-Flops and enter the code OUTFACE, you'll also get 30% off your order, and we get 15% of that to our veteran-based nonprofit. And we have people that are trying to come on board right now. We would love for you to fund a DJ by buying a few things at Combat Flip-Flops or Thigh Huggers.
And just so that everybody knows my sizes, I wear a large shirt and extra small shorts.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that is a talking point. So I'm glad you said that way. When people ask, hey, what size should I get at Thigh Huggers? The answer is always one size smaller. 2 sizes smaller. Oh, 2 sizes.
They run really big, 2 sizes smaller. It's making America better. Okay.
In fact, it is. And there's only go ahead. What?
I said, you're doing good things for your country. 2 sizes.
There's only a couple days left. Last week, if you heard the show, or was it last week? I think it was might have been 2 weeks ago. We had Evan from 30 Seconds Out on. If you go to 30 Seconds Out and enter the code From the Ashes, all run together, all small letters, you will get a 35% discount. That's huge. That is the biggest discount we get from any of the supporters. That is he built that just for our listeners, which is kind of awesome. Also, for those that don't know, we are broadcasting live right now on U.S. Army WTF Nation. So we sincerely appreciate the support of the WTF Nation. Thank you very much for having us. Isn't there something better you should be doing this evening than listening to that? What are you doing, folks?
On that note, welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. I'm one my beautiful co-host, Robert Shenanigans Williams, or the Rob.
The Rob, according to that. I don't know. One of the producers must have put that shit in there. I'm not sure where that came from. But we have Derek coming up from Stoney Knob Woodworks. I'm kind of excited about this one. This is going to be kind of a cool one. We're trying to highlight veteran-owned businesses so they can get as much attention for the holiday season, and you can buy all of their products, spend all of your money on a veteran-owned business. Don't go to like the Home Depots and the Walmarts of the world. Support these small businesses. They're the engine of our economy. Sorry, I've been drinking all day. I apologize. Yeah.
All right. Well, are you ready to start this, Carol?
When you sent this to me, she did it so well. Go ahead.
Well,
tell the story.
Ruin it. So, folks, we got our, my favorite segment of the show, several people's favorite segment of the show, Private Carl, which sometimes is, Airman Carl or Mrs. Carol or Private Carol. We never know. We're not prejudiced. We'll go after civilians. We just prefer military, law enforcement, and fire to make fun of in this segment, but we'll use anybody. So, folks, here's the real story. I'm going to tell you the secret, okay? And then Rob can tell you the rest of the story. But what happened was Joel Cunt went full black. Went into a recruiter's office, informed them that his stolen valor ass. Again, he did it well. You're going to think it's an African American woman. It is not. It's Joel Hunt.
Yep.
He went in to a recruiter's office and claims to be an 06, with, mind you, not wearing rank and tennis shoes, but the rest of the uniform is kind of right-ish.
You can get anything
right,
out.
right as a football bat. So claiming that they need to get back to their post from leave or something like that, and they didn't have money, and they're asking for a travel voucher. We put the video on our Facebook page, the From the Ashes radio show. You guys got to watch this. This is arguably the most comical stolen valor shenanigan video I've ever seen on the YouTube. So
The
go check
YouTube.
it out. Pretty funny. Rob, you can tell the rest of the story now.
So I love getting these videos. Every week we're like, oh, who's going to be Private Carl this week? And we have to wade through hours and hours of production to find the dumbest motherfucker that we can. And somehow the cream always rises to the top. And so there's this YouTube video of this chick walking into a recruiting office. And I wish I had the ability to share it here on our platform, but it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to people that are only hearing us on the live on the radio right now. But it's classic. This chick walks into the Army recruiting office and she's like, I am a colonel in the infantry, I believe she said. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Infantry.
And she needs to get back to, was it San Diego or something like that?
Fort Jackson. I think that's what you
Jackson.
said.
Oh, okay. Relax in Jackson. Fort Jackson. And it was something like that. But she doesn't have the money as an 06. Like, how do you put that story together? Like, oh, I'm an 06. How I'm a colonel. You wouldn't have started lower. Oh, I'm just some lowly piece of shit.
But ma'am, you're a colonel. You don't have your rank on. And she asked, do you guys have some rank sitting around? No. We don't just randomly have a colonel rank sitting around for you at the recruiter's office.
Much less a colonel rank. But my favorite is that she's looking for colonel rank. I mean, hey, I'd have given it to her. And I'd taken her outside and be like, we should go next door to Starbucks and see if they'll give you a free coffee or something. Here, hold on. I'll find some rank, give her like an upside down private rank and draw like an eagle's head on it with a Sharpie. How far? Let's go see if we can get you a car. You're a colonel in the infantry. I'll bet we can walk into a car dealership and they'll let you have a car.
Just give it.
Can't you just commandeer a vehicle? I mean, how does that work? Or better yet, hey, we're right here. We've got a government vehicle. Ma'am, I'm going to put you in this government vehicle. I'm going to take you to our closest Army Reserve Center, and we're going to get you a vehicle.
Dude, if it was the Air National Guard, they might give her one.
So we have friends of the show who also happen to be in law enforcement. And so every once in a while, the phone will ring and be like, hey, man, do you know anybody at, 68th Chem Company or blah, 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 blah? No, I don't. Why? What's up? Well, I've got their Humvee sitting right here. It got stolen out of an armory somewhere, and I've got their Humvee sitting right here. I'd love to get it returned to them. We get this calls all the time.
I've had a law enforcement individual call me and say, would you like to come get your car off?
Folks, this is why we do this. We are a service to the community. We're helping where we can. Man, I don't know what I did before with this show.
We could do a weekly hour-long show. We could do a weekly 2-hour-long show purely based on past Carol stories that you dealt with in the military.
It just goes on forever. Yeah.
Forever. I'm like, you know what this fucking guy did? These privates are the reasons there's warning labels on fucking products.
Mattresses, coffee cans. But I mean, it can go the other direction too. Think about all of the folks that you served with. They'd be like, oh yeah, before I joined the Army, I was in this. And they tell some bullshit story of like what they did before they were in the, see, your eyes just lit up. Your eyes just lit up.
I was like $1 million a year, and I was like the greatest badass doing fucking Victoria's Secret models and just living the life. And I decided I was going to go in the Army as an S1 clerk and fucking hate life.
It's so painfully true. I love it, dude. I love it. I love that our listeners have started checking in with us. Jeremy Daniels is like present and accounted for. Our folks are the best, man. Well, Jeremy Daniels, I'm glad you're here. Thanks, man. Joe Allen, hey, man, our constant listener. I owe you stickers. You won stickers from our friends at, Objective Zero. I have stickers for you. Al-Zawani, man, I love our listeners. They're the best, man. Nathan Eichhorn live. Well, I tell you what, folks, it is 6:14. Where is Ice? Oh, hey, Al-Zawani, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear you ask that question. So we are live right now on WTF Nation, as I have said before. Ice is out. Whenever someone on WTF Nation is sick, we get to fill the gap for them. So we thank WTF Nation for rebroadcasting this for us. If you're not familiar with U.S. Army WTF Moments, what are you doing with your life? Go check out WTF Moments. It's fucking awesome. There's no other way to say it. What do you think, Seth? Should we be ready to bring the guest on?
Let's go for it.
So, hey, folks, ladies and gentlemen, again, as we work hard to bring you some of the best veteran-owned businesses so you can feed your stockings as we come into Christmas, I'd like to present Derek Stewart with Stoney Knob Woodworks. Derek, can you hear us okay? Derek, can you hear us okay?
He appears frozen.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Oh, he's gone. That's got to be good, right?
That means he's coming right back on. You just need to refresh.
We're already having the issues. Let's see here. You good, dude. See what I'm saying? This is what happens. This is exactly what happens. The monkey is running around biting everyone. That's okay. So for those that don't know, go to Stoney Knob Woodworks.
Here we go.
Let's try it again. Go to Stoney Knob Woodworks. There he is.
Sorry.
Dude, you're all right, man. You're okay. This is what live radio is. You're okay. First of all, welcome to the show. How's it going? Uh-oh. Did I lose you again?
All right.
He's
All right.
Hey, if you close a few of the porn windows, it's not quite as laggy for you. Emotional errors are showing. Comms never work. I love some of the comments. Derek, we get you, man, or what? No? Too much? Hey, folks, so are we still broadcasting? Can you hear Seth and I? Hopefully we are still broadcasting.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Hey, go to Stoney Knob Woodworks. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Check out some of their stuff. Go on to their Instagram page, and you can check out some of the things that they have already created. I've never gotten the circle of death from a guest's computer before. That's kind of awesome. Oh, well. And yeah, buy lots of stuff on their site and support a veteran-owned business as best you can. Are you like woodworker inclined?
No.
Seth?
No. Not at all. Like I can screw some 2x4s together if I need to get by on something. I'm not like really great at any wrench turning tool thing.
No, I'm not. Well, so here's the worst part. My dad was a contractor growing up, or a carpenter, however you choose. He fired me.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of mechanically inclined.
Yeah, I'm good at breaking shit.
Well, that was it. I broke my thumb like 4 times. And he's like, I can't afford to keep you. I kept hitting myself with a hammer. And he's like, dude, you're raising our labor costs. I can't afford to keep you on staff anymore. Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah. Hey, man, how was Thanksgiving? Let's talk through some of that stuff for now while we're waiting for Derek to try to come back in.
It was really good. I again set the record for the world's greatest turkey. How about you?
So I did what you told me. I put it on the pellet smoker. No? What?
Well, you didn't come out with the second greatest turkey of all time, so you couldn't have done what I told you, but we'll find out.
That is correct. I put I use cornbread stuffing, which I have never done before. I'm from Connecticut. We don't do cornbread stuffing. And it was pretty damn rocking. Good luck watching Major Payne with my kids. Far and away, one of the greatest military movies ever made. Even though it's about a Marine, it's still one of the greatest military movies ever made. All right, let's try this one more time. See if we can get him on. Derek, you there, bud?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
All right. Yes, we can. Yes, I can.
It's amazing how your internet works so much better once you get rid of all the porn and all the pop-up ads and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my VPN was messing with it for some reason. I don't know what was going on.
Dude, we get it. We are at the super secret location. We are under constant cyber attack. So I get it, man. We totally get it. Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Derek Stewart with Stoney Knob Woodworks. We were just discussing before we got you back how we both suck at woodworking.
It takes a lot of practice.
Well, yeah.
With my wood, but
Derek, so let's start at the beginning. Tell us about your military service. What did you do when you were in the military?
So I'm actually still in. I'm a reservist. I've been in almost 16 years now. I just actually picked up chief. So I'm a builder chief in the CBs.
Oh, so this is like in your blood. You're a CB. This is
yeah. Yeah, a little different. It's that's more framing and concrete stuff like that. But I do a lot of finish work now too. But I did some framing on the outside as a civilian job for a while. But yeah, I've been in 16 years. Had one mobilization to Afghanistan in 2013. Done a bunch of schools, but mostly just been kind of living the reservist life. So
that is not a New Jersey accent. Where are you from?
No, I am from West Virginia.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So I've been there a few times. One of the most beautiful states in our nation. We like West Virginia a lot. It's gorgeous out there.
Yeah. Where have you been in West Virginia?
I can't think of the name of the town. I want to call it the Shenandoah Valley. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's like the Eastern Panhandle area and kind of down along the Virginia border.
Yes.
I'm more. I'm 2 hours south of Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm straight south.
So for the months of November and December, here on From the Ashes Radio on About Face Media, all we are doing is highlighting veteran-owned businesses, trying to drum up some business for you to try to get you as much sales as possible before the Christmas season.
Yeah.
So tell us about Stoney Knob Woodworks. How did this come to be?
So I've always done woodworking as kind of a hobby. I'd kind of started doing it a little bit on the side as a business, and I had the opportunity to leave my prior job. Just kind of things weren't working out the way I wanted them to. Talked to my wife, and the opportunity came for me to leave that job and start working full time as doing woodworking. So we did that in spring of 2019. We started it, and I do focus mostly on doing a lot of custom piece furniture. So I do a lot of tables, coffee tables. I've done some like built-in bookcases, things like that. But I do a lot of small stuff as well. So I've been doing a lot of shadow boxes recently. Of course, cutting boards, games, just small stuff that you can get for around your house, things like that.
So basically, like, I could reach out to you and be like, "Hey, man, I want you to build me a, I don't know, a wooden Lysol can or something like that," and you'd be able to do it.
I mean, I don't know about a Lysol can, but
Everybody should have one.
Yeah,
Basically, you make whatever people ask you for.
Yep. Yeah, I've done probably 10 dining room tables in the last few years. I've done chairs, I've done benches. I just did a great big shadow box for a retiring master gunnery sergeant to hold his enlisted cutlass and held a flag and all of his ribbons and everything. So I do a pretty wide range of stuff. We can do custom and laser engraving. So I do a lot of Christmas ornaments. I'm getting ready to do some plaques for some people and a little bit of everything.
Wow. Are you just a one-man shop? How big is this business?
Pretty much me. My wife helps when she can. She works a full-time job, but she helps when she can. And I enlist the help of my cousin sometimes. He lives next door. So I have, if I've got something big that I need help moving around, he'll help me out. But yeah, pretty much it's just me.
So we are huge fans on this show of a company called Bernardi Boards, and they are a division of a tree service in Connecticut. And so basically, like, the tree service cuts down the trees, Bernardi Boards gets the wood and turns it into custom charcuterie boards or charcuterie boards. I'm not sure how you say that correctly.
Charcuterie.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
think Sean Connery. Sean Connery, charcuterie. That's the easiest way.
So where are you getting all of this wood from for all these projects?
So all of my lumber is Appalachian sourced. I'm probably about 85% West Virginia sourced. I've got a local lumber supplier I get the majority of my lumber off of. I've also got a couple guys in Pennsylvania, and I'll just kind of shop around for the best deals sometimes. But I do make sure it's all West Virginia sourced. I source as much locally as I can. Even our marbles and stuff for some of our games, those come from a company called Marble King in Payton City, West Virginia. So they're actually the only remaining U.S.-owned marble manufacturer in the world, and they're located here in West Virginia. So
one of our favorite listeners, Nathan Eichhorn, obviously a huge supporter of the show and very regular listener, works in the real estate industry and the mortgage industry specifically, and he's asking where you are located. Obviously, you're in West Virginia. He missed that part of the interview. Will you ship to other places? Will you ship out to like Colorado and places like that? If people
Yeah, absolutely. I've shipped as far as I can't remember what the name of the city was. It was in France, but I've shipped as far as there.
What did I've shipped to France?
It was a cutting board. It was actually a lady it was the family home, and they had remodeled it, and they had gotten the home itself. So they wanted everybody in the family, all the cousins, to have a piece of the home because it was their grandfather's home, I believe. So it had an old butcher block style kitchen island in it that was like probably 4 inches thick. I think it was 7 feet long and 30 inches wide. So she had me take that old butcher block island and cut it into smaller pieces and make small cutting boards out of it. So all the cousins had a piece of the original house. So it had all the knife marks where they used it for decades. And so I cut it all up into I think they ended up being 10 by 12 inch cutting boards that were 4 inches thick.
That is amazing. That is super cool.
It was super expensive to ship to France. I can tell you that. They weighed 8 pounds each.
This is the one time I'm super glad my wife doesn't listen to the show, because she'd be writing all this shit down and be like, I know what I need for Christmas now. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Is it expensive
to do lumber, or the lumber, or just woodworking, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Your products, are they expensive? You get what you pay for?
Yeah, it is. It's get what you pay for. I mean, our prices range. I've got, Christmas ornaments that start at $7. I've got coasters that you can buy individual coasters for $5. And then, I mean, up to, a custom table is going to be, a couple $1,000s. It's all depending on what you're wanting, what type of lumber. That changes the price a lot of times. I will do exotics if people are doing a special order. I don't do any exotics just because I stay strictly with Appalachian source. So unless that's a custom order that somebody wants, that's the only time I would do any exotic lumbers. But they get really pricey, and then the lumber prices, it just fluctuates so much, especially in the last few years. COVID affected us a little bit, not quite as much as the construction materials. But it did start fluctuating a little bit. So
is it too late to get stuff ordered for Christmas?
No, I mean, I've got a good stock of some cutting boards. I've got a good stock of games. There's a few things that I've got, coasters, things like that. I've got plenty of custom stuff. It's getting close. Just because of shipping, it's, you never know how long shipping is going to take. A couple years ago, I was shipping stuff. There was a couple things I shipped at the beginning of November that people weren't getting until almost Christmas a couple years ago. Of course, everybody was having shipping issues that year. So, but yeah, if you're wanting something that's kind of customized, laser engraved like that, something like that, I need to have it in pretty soon, probably within the next week and a half or so.
Folks, if you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, and your wife is listening to this radio show right now, she wants something unique and custom. Make this happen. So where do people go to find you? Where do people go to find all this cool stuff?
So right now our only online presence is our Facebook page. We do have Instagram, but I'm not very good at updating that. I hate Instagram. But Facebook's the best place. If you just search Stoney Knob Wood Works, we'll pop up. You can contact us through there. You can also email us. It's just stoneyknobwoodworks@gmail.com. We're working on getting a website, but that's just been a slow process. I just finished my grad school degree over the spring. So I got my master's, my MBA. And so that was kind of taking priority over doing a website for the business and things like that.
That checks out. That makes perfect sense. Totally get it. Yeah, I get it. So let's say there's other veterans that are listening to this show right now, which, sweet God, we hope there are, and we know there are. And they're interested in learning woodworking. How do you learn something like this? How can other veterans get into this, and how can they get started on this?
So there's a lot of areas that have they're basically like a co-op. So essentially it'll just be somebody that provides a large shop space. Usually it's a business. Sometimes Woodcraft. There's a couple other companies that are kind of storefronts that sell woodworking supplies. They'll have something set up. They'll do classes. And then some of the cities that have the co-ops, basically you go in and you pay like a membership fee, like a gym membership. And it gives you access to their wood shop. So they'll be fully decked out, all your dust collection. They'll have multiple table saws, planers, drill presses, everything you would need. And it just gives you access to that shop, and you can go in. It's mostly for hobbyists to go in and do some small stuff. But it's a good way to learn. If you're trying to learn, there's usually guys around those places that can teach you a lot of stuff. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of my stuff from my grandparents. Both my grandfathers growing up did a lot of woodworking. And then when I was in my undergrad for college, I actually started out as a technology education major, which was the old industrial arts programs. They've since changed the names of it again. So we actually did, as part of our stuff, part of that was manufacturing. So to teach how we learned to teach students about manufacturing processes was we actually had a wood shop that we went into, and we did a full manufacturing run. So we had to design a product. We were in groups of 4 or 5. So we actually all fronted the money for all the materials for that project. And then we had a 1 day, we did all our prep work, and then we had a 1 day run where we actually set the shop up completely, went in and built that product. And then everybody in the class came out of that class with, I think we had 8 teams. So everybody in the class came out with 8 different projects that all they paid for was for their own product.
Are we talking houses, or I mean, what'd you make?
No, we did. So like my team did it was like a little step stool that was like 1.5 feet tall, but it could also be used as like a bench. So you could sit on it, put your shoes on. We had one group that did, what was it? They did, a podium, like a wooden podium, like you would use as a teacher. I'm trying to think what else. Somebody did a magazine rack that hung that held toilet paper rolls. I mean, it was kind of varied. It was just every group kind of varied depending on how much money they had to put in and how much lumber they could get and stuff like that.
So let's say I have a friend that, like, I'm just spitballing here, that hypothetically, like, I don't know, runs a jiu-jitsu academy or something and needs like a giant paddle for like the 6 a.m. crew that doesn't do what they're told when they're told to do it. He'd be able to make something like that at one of these co-ops. And I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could.
Derek, I want to be as respectful of your time as possible here on this show. I'm going to hand you off to my hetero life mate there at the super secret location, and he is going to give you the instructions for the rest of the next few minutes. So, Derek, thanks for being on the show, man. Hang on 1 second.
All right, thank you.
Hey, brother. All right, so we always, at the end of our guests coming aboard, we give them a couple minutes to kind of use the time as you wish, go over some things that you wanted to go over we might have forgotten about or didn't bring up. Anything we glossed over, the time is yours. We'll try not to interrupt too much.
Oh, you guys covered most of it, honestly. Trying to think.
Oh, don't struggle too hard. You just sit here and make naughty jokes for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you guys covered everything, I think, for the most part. So,
why don't you remind us of where we can find you, and we'll be good.
Yeah, so it's just if you search for Stoney Knob Wood Works on Facebook or Instagram, we should pop up on Instagram. I haven't searched on Instagram to make sure that it pops up instantly, but I know on Facebook that will pop up. And then Stoney Knob Woodworks at gmail.com. That's our email. That's another easy way to find us. And you should be able to Google search us, and it'll pop up as well with our Facebook page that way.
Derek, can't thank you enough. Folks, small businesses are the engine of our nation. They are what's keeping our nation afloat. You have to support these veteran-based small businesses. Now is the perfect time. If you're doing your Christmas shopping, don't go to the big box stores. Reach out to Stoney Knob Woodworks. Let them make you something that only you are going to have. It's going to be custom. It's going to be one of a kind. Help them out. And you're literally paying for him to go to dance school or something, or, putting food on his kid's table, whatever it may be. You're not like basically padding some rich CEO's resume or something like that. You're literally putting food on a veteran's table. So yeah, help them out. Derek, thank you so much for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Hope you have the best Christmas ever. Please come back anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you. You guys have a good Christmas as well.
You too, man. Have a great night.
All right.
Bye.
I really feel like he should expand his social media presence to TikTok, where he's just dancing around with his wood,
This is why you have a radio show. You know what? As if this radio show couldn't get attractive enough.
No.
Allie, how the heck are you?
People, you say that, and then people get a glimpse of me, and they're like, "He lied." Hi, boys. How you doing, banana heads?
Better now that you're here.
Oh,
You're looking very cheetah-ish today.
yeah. I don't know. It's Chiba, leopard. I don't know. I found it. It was one of those like order catalogs that come to your house, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cute," so I ordered it.
I'm a veteran, not a veterinarian. I can't tell the difference between a cheetah and a leopard.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of that, do you know how many phone calls my office gets? Hey, man, how much to spade my cat? Or, hey, man, how I got to neuter my dog? And I'm like, this is veterans, not veterinarian services.
No.
At least twice a week. Easy.
We need to feed this.
I want to call Allie now.
Yeah, dude. Guess. Hey, I got her number. Hey, how much would it? My cat's pregnant. Can I bring her in?
Yeah, it happens at least twice a week. Yep. My cat's growing up, and my office girls, Destiny and Erica, they are brilliant, and they're like, "No, Sarah, this is veterans service, not veterinarians service."
So, Allie, I don't know if you have been told or you have caught the first part of the show, but so WTF Nation, we are broadcasting live on WTF Nation right now because Ice is out sick. So we are the fill-in show. Some of their listeners might not understand who Allie Says Nope is. Why don't you explain to the WTF Nation who Allie is?
You're missing out. Allie, it's me. I am a veteran service officer in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I got involved with these banana heads because I have a TikTok. It's fairly large. It is under less than 100,000, but all I do is educate on veteran services. And I feel like I kind of like started this because now there's tons of VA people and they give shit advice. And they're not accredited. They are not professional veteran service officers. So I feel like since I've been on TikTok, I have like a group of raiders, like VA raiders who will never show like their name and stuff. But they are in my comments answering questions because I can't do it all the time. But it's solid advice. It is how to get your claims approved, what you need. And it's not like tricking the system. It's evidence-based. It's medical-based. It's what you need. It's the right forms. It's all of this stuff. And I see all these like Veterans United or whatever. They just prey on veterans, and they are preying on the lack of knowledge that veterans have when it comes to VA claims. So I was running a Facebook page during the pandemic for Foxborough Veteran Services, and Facebook shut me down saying that my page was not legitimate. It was not a legitimate business, even though it was a municipality. So it was my daughter who said, "Hey, Mom, you need to do a TikTok." And I'm like, I got no business being on TikTok. And so I made 3 videos. The second one went viral, 1.2 million views, 12,000 followers overnight. And then I've been doing TikTok ever since. I'm not stupid. Like some people think I'm pretty. So, I mean, you got to get to that hook, right? You got to like, oh, what's this blonde doing? And then they're like, oh, shit, she's a vet. Oh, shit, she knows what she's talking about. She does VA claims. And it's not just VA claims. It's education. It's spousal benefits. It's what to do while you are still actively serving, right? Like the culture of, don't go to sick call pussy. Well, guess what? There's life after the military. And if you don't have anything in your medical records, treatments, complaints, diagnosis, you're gonna hurt. So suck up that pussy comment for a little bit and go get yourself treated, because I promise you there is life after the military. And why wouldn't you want compensation, right? Think of it as like workman's comp. You get hurt on the job, you're going to get compensated. It's the same thing with VA compensation. I hate the term disability because like the disability percentage, it's only for math purposes. It is not level of function. So there's this huge thing with, oh, he's 100%, he could still work. Yeah, because the 100% service-connected disability, quote unquote, is only for math purposes. It's how the VA decides to pay you. It has absolutely nothing to do with level of function. So get that out the way. So that's me.
For injuries that happened on the job.
I missed the first part of that question. What, honey?
I said compensation for injuries attained on the job.
Yeah, and not just injuries, but illnesses too. Asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, diabetes, high blood pressure, like all of these, not just, injuries, but illnesses, any type of cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all like this stuff. If just fucking get it diagnosed. Oh, sorry. Get it diagnosed and get compensated. I was so what's the word? Excited that I spit on my thing and I went to go clean it and I turned the camera off.
I often spit on my thing and turn the camera off. I get you.
I hate you so much.
Oh my God.
So
it happens to the best of us. Don't be mad about it.
Folks,
if you don't know, her TikTok is way better than her OnlyFans. Go to Ali Says Nope on TikTok. Follow along. Nothing but good information. Thank you for being here, WTF Nation. Ali, what is going on lately in the VSO world and compensation world? What's going on? What's current?
Okay, current. So HUD VASH, right? Through the Housing and Urban Development, VA something VASH, whatever VASH stands for. So veterans, if you are facing homelessness, if you are homeless or at risk of being homeless, and you can't afford your apartment, the VA has a program in partnership with Housing and Urban Development called HUD/VASH. And what happens is you enroll and you get a voucher. And the HUD/VASH program will pay 70% of your rent. And you're only responsible for 30%. And it's private housing. Like you can go in an apartment. Like it doesn't have to be like Section 8 housing. That's not what HUD/VASH is. And the SSVF grant, they kind of work together. So here in Massachusetts, we have Veterans Inc., and they have the Supportive Services for Veterans and Their Families grant, and they will pay first, last, security, and they will help you find an apartment. And with that voucher, the tenant is only responsible for 30%. HUD/VASH will pay 70%. So if you're really at risk and you're couch surfing or you are literally homeless, please Google or get on va.gov and go HUD/VASH, VASH. Can I take money from the 3M earplug lawsuit and still claim hearing loss from the VA? So yes, you can, but I don't. So this 3M lawsuit, right? It's called a mass tort litigation. The only people that's going to make any serious money are the initial claimants, right? The initial plaintiffs, because the defendants, once it opens up nationwide, you're only going to get a percentage. Once it becomes a mass tort litigation, you're only looking at like $26, maybe $100. You're not making the big money like the initial plaintiffs are. So just be very careful because unless you did it yourself, if you hired an attorney, that attorney is coming after you for whatever that money is. So 20% of 100 is what? How much? So you're really not getting a lot of money. So just be careful. But yes, you can. The same thing with the Camp Lejeune. Please be very, very careful with the Camp Lejeune claim. That's also they told me $16K. I have not seen numbers like that. If it's true $16K, then yes, absolutely. Who doesn't need an extra $16,000? I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm only here to, give you the options. You decide. So just be very careful because they are going to come after you for that money. Okay. Same thing. Oh, Camp Lejeune. If you didn't spend at least 30 days at Camp Lejeune from the time frame that the VA says the water was contaminated and it was like 57 to 84 or 57 to 86 or something like that, if you don't have a presumptive disease, if your children were not born with spina bifida, you really don't have a claim because the whole issue with Camp Lejeune water contamination is that you got sick, your family got sick. Maybe you became sterile or your wife had 7 miscarriages and on the 8th pregnancy, your kid was born with spina bifida. And then for the family members, you're not suing for money. You're suing for healthcare. You're suing for them to be able to treat your spouse and your child. So it's not for like reimbursement or compensation like we do with the VA. It's for them to claim, for them to be able to take care of your medical expenses. So if you don't have any presumptive diseases or any diseases that the VA says, hey, listen, this is because of Camp Lejeune, then there's really no point in doing the lawsuit, because you can go straight through the VA and do it that way. These lawsuits they just leave a bad taste in my mouth, man. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I agree with you. And even Doug, when he was on the show that one time, he was like, I mean, he's like, yeah, like our favorite listener, Brandon Bartlett, is saying, yeah, they're saying $16K, but after the lawyers take their percentage of that, you're getting a check for $16. And that's not an exaggeration.
But you're getting a bunch of ambulance chasers rich.
Right. They just came out.
And
I was going to make a TikTok, but something happened and I got sidetracked. But the VA has sent out an issue, a warning saying to be careful with these ambulance chasers. And they've set a cap onto how much lawyers are able to take from whatever settlement you receive. I think I still have the paperwork in my office. I'll make a TikTok about it this week, because I get so many phone calls, and it's the elderly veterans, right? It's the Korean War vets, the Vietnam vets who are at Lejeune during that time. And they're like, well, this attorney contacted me, or I saw it on TV. Listen, please don't. Just don't.
Yeah, don't be
for you to spend whatever little money you have, like, oh, I need a $5,000 retainer fee, and then when you win, you'll get that money back, but then you're only winning $1,000, so now you're out $4,000, and you're already living on a fixed income. Like, it happens. I see this all the time, you guys, all the time, and it just breaks my heart. And I'm really terrified of like growing old, not because of like what I'm going to look like or whatever, but because like Medicare, right? Like, yeah, like you're on Social Security, you're gonna be too broken to work, and you're on a fixed income, and like it's just scary. And if you don't save now, I see veterans coming in and their spouses, and they didn't save. They, were pretty exorbitant with their money, and now they're 70, 80, and they're coming to me, hey, do you have like gift cards to Stop and Shop? And it breaks my heart, because it's like, you worked your entire life. What do you have to show for it?
I literally had this conversation with my head of security today, and I was like, what do you want our retirement to look like? And I'm so glad you said that exactly that way. Because yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of time to make it happen. So yeah, I'm so glad to hear you say that way. I don't want her going to the VA and being like, hey, do you have any Kroger's gift cards?
Right.
Yeah, because my husband's an asshole and sued fucking 3M.
As combat veterans, though, when we get there, what happens is we are entitled to what's called aid and attendance, and it's for combat veterans only. Okay, wartime. I'm not gonna say combat, it's wartime veterans. It's for wartime veterans only. And what happens is, well, one, you have to be a wartime veteran, and two, you have to be under the income and asset limit. So as it stands right now at 2023, you cannot have more than $150,000 in income and assets. One house and one vehicle don't count. Everything else is considered an asset. If you fall below $150,000 and like some odd change or whatever, the VA has the aid and attendance program where they will help pay a portion to have like a visiting angel come in, or to pay a portion of your assisted living or nursing care, high skilled nursing care, things like that. So that's only for wartime veterans, and it really, really helps. It really helps. I see widows come in like, my husband was a wartime veteran, and I need help paying for visiting nurse, and it costs $5,000 a month. Are there any programs? Yeah, aid and attendance. Get on va.gov and search aid and attendance, and it gives you a bunch of stipulations. But the two stipulations that you really, really have to meet is you must be a wartime veteran. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, OIF, OEF, Gulf War, and you have to have less than $150,000 in income and assets. That includes stocks, bonds, Roth IRAs, mutual funds, annuities. Anything that is considered income, you have to disclose, because the VA will send it to the IRS. And if you're hiding a second house in Malibu, they're going to find it. Ask me how I know this, because I had a female spouse come to me and said, my husband was a wartime veteran, I need help. And I said, sure. And I said, you have one house, one vehicle, don't count. What's your assets? It was under $150,000. I filed the VA aid and attendance paperwork, comes back rejected, because the IRS found that she has a second house in Malibu as rental property. Yeah, that is an asset. Can't claim it. It was way over $150,000. And I'm like, son of a bitch, like, you cheap motherfucker. Like, you have a house in Malibu, and here you are, like, crying in my office, like, woe is me, when you can easily afford to go live in like a high-end skilled care. It's just whatever. So those are the two stipulations. You have to be a wartime veteran, and you have to have less than $150,000 in income and assets. One house, one car, do not count. Everything else counts. And the VA will pay for help to take care of your assisted daily living tasks. So there you go.
I really wish I had known this a few months ago. I had a friend that could have really benefited from this program who was a Navy vet. And I wish I had known. Yes, just recently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I wish I had known that. No, I mean, well, that's the thing. That's why we have you on this show, because there's so many of these things that nobody knows shit about, dude.
Right. And I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Like, I had no intentions of talking A&A today. I was going to talk about wedding venues.
but I mean, it means someone listening right now.
Is your buddy, your buddy's wife living?
She is.
Did he die of a service-connected disability?
I don't know the answer to that.
Does she have less than $150,000 in income and assets?
Yes.
She should apply for survivor's pension.
This is why I keep you around.
Which is different than DIC, dependent indemnity compensation.
Hey, I don't do this often when you're talking survivor's what?
Pension.
Mm-hmm. And that she can find that on the VA website?
VA.gov. Yep. Search survivor's pension.
You just earned your Christmas card.
Yay!
This is awesome. Thank you for this. Exactly.
You're going to replace a lump of coal with a Starbucks gift card.
Yay, I love coal. We have tons of programs. Geriatric veterans. Like, do you know that the VA has like a geriatric daycare? Like, you can go and hang out with other veterans that are just as old and crusty as you. And it's like a day program.
I've been sending Seth there for months.
I see. All right. See, and he's doing so good. He's tying his shoes. And
I've been so good. I get visitation for the show 1 hour every Monday night.
Drawers.
Did you hear that, dude? She goes, he's tying his own shoes. And as you said that, your croc went across the over. That's awesome.
You guys are idiots. I love you.
Oh, it's true. It's completely true. Allie, do you have anything for the safety brief for tonight? It's that time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it is. No, just be kind to yourselves. Okay, it's not a regular safety brief, but holidays are coming. A lot of shit happened downrange around this time, right? They knew how to get us. So just be kind to yourself, right? You did the best you could do. Everything happens for a reason. Everybody's on their own path. Right? Don't compare yourself to other people. You have your own journey that you need to follow. Yet you have to complete your own mission. So just be kind, a little extra kind to yourself around the holidays.
Is one of us living in a construction zone?
Oh, it's me. You can hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, that's the man fiance drilling and doing stuff down there. I don't know what he's doing.
Setting up the bedroom swing and stuff. I get it, man. Totally get it.
Red room of, what do they call it? Red room of fun or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Seth that one. I have no idea.
What do they call that red room? Red room of. You just call it red room?
Seth, all right. You gotta go?
I'm going to go take a bath. And turn off my camera.
Exactly. Allie, thank you so much. Hey, this is great information. So keep this stuff coming.
Yeah, of course. Maybe next year I can get paid. Yeah.
Well, we'll do what we can.
Okay. All right, guys.
Good to see you, Allie.
Always a pleasure. Bye.
Bye. All right, man. What do you got for the safety brief for tonight?
You know what? I got a good one.
Hit me.
It is National Diabetes Awareness Month.
I didn't know that.
And this is something that people commonly have. and don't know about it for a while, you can die from not knowing also their stuff. So I pulled up the signs and symptoms. Heavy thirst, blurred vision, peeing a lot, more hungry. Well, not in your case, but numb or tingling feet, fatigue, sugar in your urine, weight loss. Folks, if you have some weird shit going on, get checked out.
How the hell would I know if I have sugar in my urine? I mean, do I have to taste it? I mean,
I
do, but
you gotta taste it.
Yeah, did take the Leo to Machida route.
Like if like frosting flakes, coming out.
Hey, so for tonight's safety week, folks, look, Thursday was Thursday. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this right now. Thursday was Thanksgiving. Those leftovers are about to expire, folks. Don't be eating that old food, man. Don't wait till next Thursday to be like, honey, does this turkey smell bad to you? Don't do that shit. Make the stuffing pancakes tomorrow. Finish it up. Get rid of that shit. Don't be eating old food.
I'll be Thanksgiving for the next 2 weeks. I don't care what you say. I'm trying to make this bet stronger.
Yeah. I got to feed them. That's awesome. All right. So let's finish up this show. Hey, WTF Nation, thank you so much for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. We sincerely appreciate your support. Ice will be back as soon as he can. In that time frame, we will be your Monday night entertainment before you go to watch Monday Night Football. We always end every show with a segment called Never Forgotten. If you have someone that you want us to bring up, whose name we want to remember, send it our way at fromtheashesradio@gmail.com. And we will absolutely remember that name. So for tonight, we have Sergeant First Class Eric Michael Edmond, killed on November 27th, 2018. That's today. When an improvised explosive device struck his vehicle while serving in combat operations in Afghanistan. He was 39 years old and a resident of Aberdeen, North Carolina since 2013. Eric was born in Riverside, California on September 23rd, 1979. He attended Osborne Elementary School, Henry Lord Middle School, and BMC Durfee High School in Fall River, Massachusetts. Oh, that's Allie's neck of the woods. Eric loved all Boston sports teams, guns, and serving his country. Sounds like your kind of people, dude. Eric was a loyal friend who dedicated himself to those he cared about. Most of all, he loved spending time with his wife, Allie, and his 3 adoring little girls. Ladies and gentlemen, when you put your heads down tonight and you say your prayers and you get on your knees and say it for the last time for the night, please remember him in your prayers, and especially his family and his 3 little girls. I would say be safe, but fuck that shit. It's boring as hell. Go have a good time. And Seth, I will see you sometime tomorrow.
Sounds good. Don't remember, guys, keep cheering on your Broncos on the Super Bowl run.
Hell yeah, they are. Have a great night.
Night.
Bye.